Today I am visiting the small Italian town of San Miniato, which is perched on a hilltop in Tuscany. I have caught a train here from Pisa. It was about 30 minutes along the track. The town is actually situated halfway between Pisa and Florence. The cost of the train ticket was around about £3.50, that's €4, and I am hoping today to do some exploring. You can see the tower there on top of the hill. It's about a 45-minute walk from the train station, so let's get up there and take a look. Made it right to the top now of San Miniato, and I'm standing on the site of a former castle. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second, but let me start by saying that the walk up here wasn't as easy as I thought. I figured that there'd be some nice pathway I could follow all the way to the top, but it turns out that every time I thought I was getting somewhere, I came up against a private property sign or a no entry sign, so I had to turn back. In the end, I walked up the road, a little bit dangerous in places, but all good in the end. I've walked through the village, and as said, I'm right at the top now, at the site of a former castle. There was a castle built here centuries ago because it was an excellent place to guard over the Pisa to Florence route and protect the area from enemies that were trying to get into the region. The views from the top here are spectacular, as you can imagine. There are literally 360-degree views down at the Arno Valley, so if you were trying to protect the area, it was the perfect place to build your castle. The castle later on got destroyed, and all that remains now is this tower. Tower of Federico is what it's actually called. And a little secret about that is the tower was actually destroyed by German soldiers as they evacuated the area in the Second World War, and it was rebuilt to match the appearance of the original one in the 1950s. It really is a stunning place to be, with phenomenal views of the rolling hills of Tuscany all around me, chateaus on a hill, the little villages all around. I am hoping, as I said, to continue my walk now from the highest point down into the town of San Miniato. And if I turn the camera around, you can see what I'm hoping to do. So down there is the town itself. You can see it following the ridge line, but in the foreground here is a red brick cathedral, very unique for the area, but I'm hoping to walk down and see if I can get inside, take a look around. Some more absolutely spectacular views there behind me. I am down in that square near the cathedral that I was just telling you about. I've got my mask on because I'm hoping to go inside the cathedral. Glasses are steaming up, as is always the case. But if I turn the camera around, just to give you a sense of where I am. So that's the tower that I started the video at, just up there on the hill. This is, well, in the foreground here, this is the entrance to a museum that contains 15th century Renaissance art. Looks like it is closed today though. Over here, some more interesting red brick buildings. There is a little passageway under here. That's how I got up to this square. Look at that, a little passageway. You can go underneath that building down into the square below. We're going to go there next. But before we do, this is the cathedral that I said we're going to try and get inside of. Red brick and built in the 12th century. Let's see if we can make it inside. Aha, door is open. Ah, here we go. Look at that. That is very nice. Look at that, marble pillars all the way down there. And a painted decorative ceiling up there. Look at that, that really is something to see. Magnificent. The stained glass windows up there. Lots of pews here for people that might want to come in and take a service or just sit and relax. Huge organ up ahead. And of course the cross right over the altar. Very, very impressive. Okay, I think we'll head back outside and see if we can make it to that next square. Reached a street corner. I'm going to follow that road down there in a second, but I thought I would show you what I found. It is a very fancy, elaborate corner, chandelier and painted ceiling. We've got maps on the wall there, something to do with the Rotary Club of San Miniato. See the information there? It's a little library kiosk as well where you can help yourself to books. But what interested me the most was these paintings. You can see this one of San Miniato, the tower in the middle there, which is where I started. I'm not sure whether I'm going to head down that way or that way. We'll find out in a second. But we've also got this map of the local area, and you can see the sea over here, Livorno and Pisa, which is where I started my trip. So I'm staying in Pisa. San Miniato is right in the middle there, close to the Arno River and the Arno Valley. Florence over there. You can see how great it was at protecting that route between Florence and Pisa. It is right on the hills in between both of them. And loads of information, but unfortunately in Italian. I'm going to head down these narrow streets. You could see what I was saying earlier about the fact that the town follows the ridgeline, and that's why the streets are narrow. I'm going to head down that way and see what else there is down there. And that brings me to what I think is the main square of the town. This is where all the activity is. Lots of shops and restaurants, colourful buildings. Car park in the middle. I'm surprised that's not some kind of marketplace area. Just across the road from the piazza that I just walked through is another charming space. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's something I wasn't expecting to see. The road, I'm just down one level from where the road is. It's up there, I'll show you in a second. I don't know if this has anything to do with the church. There is kind of two churches actually, one either side. But it's definitely a nice area to be in. And I'm going to show you a view that I spotted this morning as I make my way up the steps now. And as I do, I'll tell you a little bit about the town that I'm in. It was, well, I wouldn't say founded, but certainly the first records of a settlement being built on top of this hill was from 783. So over 1200 years ago, people were living up here. The hill that the town is on is about 140 meters in altitude. So what's that, about 450 feet, 500 feet, something like that. And check out those views across there. That's the main road going through the town. The buildings are just incredible. And one other piece of information that I wanted to share with you, and that is the population of San Miniato, which is 30,000 people, which is surprisingly much larger than I anticipated it being. There is quite a few roads springing out down the hillside. And this is what I wanted to show you just through here. Again, I'm not entirely sure what this area is. I saw it earlier when I was walking up the street. Plenty of art and old photographs. Unfortunately, it is all in Italian, so I can't really tell you much about it, but that is the hillside that I'm on, old pictures. And then just round here, some spectacular views. Again, down the hillside, oranges and lemons growing. I haven't had any limoncello yet, but I'm sure at some point I'll get to try some. And there are the vineyards of Tuscany, right ahead. And like that, I am back out on the other side of the town. This is the hill that I walked up this morning by the main road. You can just about see it perhaps behind me. I am going to be walking back down the same way now. I haven't found any other footpaths or anything, so it's back the same way as I came up. I'm heading down there to the train station somewhere a couple of miles away. Should be a pretty interesting walk with all the views, the chateaus, the houses overlooking lots of the beautiful countryside. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you back in Tuscany in the next video. Good afternoon.